Yo, Mana Squad, if you like any of the cards you see in today's video, make sure to hit up the affiliate link down below to TCG Player. You can help look up some of your local game stores in the process and help show the channel some love. And you know you got to look good while you play in order to play good. So make sure you hit up our link to Into the AM as well. We have the discount code down in the description below. Look, you got to listen to Kenneth the Heathen, and he always says something about dripping in space and screaming. We don't know what it means, but do what the man says. And last but not least, hit up Heavy Play. Heavy Play is going to have some of the nicest playmats and deck boxes out there. Their magnet system between their deck box and dice trays and playmat is amazing, especially if you're playing at like bars, restaurants, stuff like that. You got to get up and move. There is no better way to keep all your stuff together, and you can show the channel some love in the process. Stay petty.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Command Center, where we like to put our favorite commander, maybe even yours, front and center. And you know we can't do it unless we play those three funny letters, EDH. What does it stand for today, Hadoken?
It stands for entertainingly delightful highlights. Basically, we would talk about ourselves, and we were like, hey, it's a lot of funny stuff going on in Magic. As far as art, as far as flavor text, there's a bunch of other stuff out there. And we just wanted to share with you some of our favorite picks about some things that, you know, tickles our tickles our fancies.
What are you doing during Magic games, Ken?
Fancies. that makes us laugh when we see these cards.
There's a lot more than that for you, dude. I like Magic, but I've never quite had that experience. Sid, is there any more background? Because I feel like now, we talked about this a few times amongst various videos of some of the, we've called it the unsetification, where there's like goofy names and things like that. This might not even be that. These are throughout Magic's history of some of like our favorite, whether the effect is funny, the card name's funny, the art, just some classics of some of the funnier cards we're able to find.
Yeah, and we did really want to stick to those classics, not necessarily the obviously unset cards that are meant to be funny and hilarious in some way. But yeah, throughout its history,
funny.
You know, I don't find unsets that funny, and I don't even like playing against most of them. I do have a few cards of my own that I do play that became legal through the unsets, but yeah, I don't really care for unsets, humor, or card play. But that's beside the point. We're here to just talk about what makes us smile, what makes us laugh. So yeah, we took a look back through Magic's library and just say, hey, you guys were trying to be funny. I see you. You guys try to you know, throw some humor and some lightheartedness into these cards. So we just want to highlight a good few number of them that we've come across and have played with over time. And again, these can be card art, it could be flavor text, it could be the name of the card, it could be situational humor, like when you play this card, people will, you know, stuff like that. So I definitely think that we can jump into this because it's just meant to be a short, little lighthearted moment. And definitely for all of you, if you have some funny cards that we don't mention, be sure to drop them into the comments below. All right, yeah, so I'm gonna get us started. So the first one, this is a card I actually play, and I see it every time and it makes me crack up. Because someone else actually pointed it out to me. I was just looking at the effect because I was like, yeah, I'm ready to ruin your day. And someone pointed out the art, and I was like, oh. I forgot which one of our friends did this. But yeah, the first card I want to talk about is Dwarven Miner. The effect on it doesn't really matter too much. Just, you know, for a 2 and a red, you can just tap this guy and destroy target non-basic land. You know, nothing big out of there. But yeah, you can drop this guy for 1 and a red. But it's the art on this card. It has nothing to do with anything going on with the ability, even with the flavor text of the card. But this dwarf is like, you guys do your thing, you go fight, but I'm currently working on my profile for my dating profile.
He is smoldering so hard that dwarf, between the pose, you got the little chest out, got the stomach. That I've never seen this art before, and it is like, it's almost just like, I feel like the artist, it looks like it's illustrated by Jock. One, great job on the art. It feels like they got the wrong prompt. Like, it feels like Dwarven Miner was supposed to be like a miner that's a dwarf, and instead they're like, you know what? Let's get a Dwarven model. I think there was some sort of like mix up. Maybe they scribbled the word miner and they thought they wrote the word model. Because if this card was Dwarven model, this would be actually the perfect art piece for it.
All I know is I'm too sexy for my ex. Too sexy for my ex. I'm just saying.
Yeah, yeah. He was like, I'm doing a GQ pose. You guys dig them tunnels. But yeah, this is just a little sample to get us started. So Ken, kick us off next.
All right, up next, mine is simple because I am a simple individual and I take pride in that. But it's a card called Shenanigans. Why do I like this card? Well, it's obvious. One of my favorite comedic films is Super Troopers. And this, of course, invokes feelings of Farva because if you say that again, first of all, I believe that when my shit turns purple, it smells of rainbow sherbet. That's one. Number two, if you said this, you were going to get beat to death, which is why it's always funny to see this card Shenanigans. Y'all never talk about y'all never seen one of the greatest movies ever created by Broken Lizard, Super Trooper?
I've not seen Super Trooper.
Super Trooper is amazing. When Farva was in there butt naked and they was flower him.
So I remember the movie Super Trooper. I just never watched it because I saw Reno 911. I thought that was enough.
They have absolutely nothing to do with each other.
They don't?
No, don't you dare disrespect Super Trooper by calling it Reno 911.
I definitely thought they were related.
Yeah. Must have been some other property, CIS Miami or something. I don't know. Yeah,
maybe.
Not,
I don't know. Yeah.
Not all these shows look alike. All right, you're being a showcist.
Hey, not even all CSIs look alike. All right.
Yes, they do. Yes, the hell they do.
No, they don't.
Like
CSI
every
New
time
York,
they come on,
CSI New York looks nothing like CSI Miami, and that looks nothing like CSI.
Which was never filmed in actual Miami, which was great.
They
it was
all
always in
look
like
the
some
same.
random suburb 30 minutes outside of Miami. It's like, look, we're in South Beach. It's like, yo, that's Kendall. You're literally at a mall in the middle of Kendall. What are you doing?
Mm-hmm. Like only way one I can tell that's different is New Orleans because they always cooking gumbo in the back. I was like, well, if you put the pot away, maybe I could believe you somewhere else. But it's
Right.
like,
But when
random alligator. Anyway,
when
Shenanigans.
we see stuff like that, yeah, we gotta call shenanigans. We gotta call shenanigans when we see stuff like that in films. Tot it all
Shenanigans
back
have
around.
been claimed. So yeah, shenanigans have been claimed, and that's why I love this card to death. Like I always see it and it always makes me smile on the inside because I always think of Farva and a liter of cola.
You got it, man.
This is similar. We've talked about anime on the channel before, and where I'm like, you could be making up every word and completely just like effing with me right now. This is how I feel. The next card that I'm going to talk about is Werebear. One, it's just a hilarious card because it's a werebear, but the best part of this card is definitely the flavor text, and it says he exercises his right to bear arms because he has bare arms.
I would throw this card in the trash can for that.
He's got bare arms. That's all. That's all it is. I love it.
Yes, I think that was the joke.
I don't have anything else to say. That just makes me happy. I love that card. That's my pick. Said, we'll throw it over to you.
I'm gonna keep us on a bear track. I'm gonna cheat because I can't talk about one card without talking about three. Because we're sticking on the topic of bears, and ever since I saw this particular character, I was like, "What is this guy's beef with bears?" And you're familiar with this character, Serac. Ken, you probably more so know him from the teamer colors, where all your stuff gets trampled and your creatures I think can't be countered or something like that. It's for 2 and teamer, but yeah, he shows up in a few other places as well. And through the Khans of Tarkir sets and blocks and stuff, no matter if he was in the future, in the present day where the dragons were ruling, or the other timeline where the people were ruling, he is punching something, and sometimes it's bears. So if you see on a card like Outmuscle, this man is suplexing a bear for a 3 and a green.
As you should.
This is a fight spell, but yeah, he is definitely suplexing the bear. And if you have the meet the conditions for the adamant, at least 3 green mana was spent to cast it, your creature gains indestructible. So yeah, I guess when you're indestructible, you can suplex a bear. But we can't talk about that without also talking about the first card that we definitely saw a bear getting punched, which was Savage Punch. 1 in a green. My man is just straight up mid. I don't know if he's on the air or in the ground, but he is eye level with the bear, just straight punching it in the mouth. Like straight left hook and a right is coming right behind it. And yeah, that bear wants nothing of it. And then we got to talk about one last one because it just doesn't stop. But somehow Surak was able to, I don't know, just find some commonality with Goreclaw, because the one bear that's also famous in our set just couldn't help but team up with another character that also fights and hates bears. So watch out, Goreclaw.
I was gonna say, do you think this is like a Goreclaw is held captive type situation? Do you think that maybe Goreclaw is like a traitor to bears secretly?
I don't
and
know.
is just gonna go on a bear punching spree with Sirach?
All I know
Sirach?
is that somebody needs to call the ASPCA, because all this animal abuse on these cards is a little too much. All right, I just love the fact that we just watching bears get beat and we think it's fun and cuddly. All right,
No.
Everybody be raising.
No. It's not that the bears are getting beat, but it's just the fact that this man has a vendetta against bears. Like, what is the story?
Like, who punches a bear in the face? Like, that's also the
know.
thing. Is just like, who that? Even if you could, like, if you had the ability to, why would someone be like? Because like bears aren't something you see every day. Like, maybe you live in like up the mountains or the woods, but like typically you have to go out of your way to find a bear. So to punch a bear in the face is a lot. Like, you need to go find one in the forest, do all this hunting and tracking, and then you find one, and it's like, oh, hell yeah, and then just like punching it. It feels like he has to have a deep-seated hatred, because to go through all that work to just punch the bear, and I imagine him just walking away. Like, he punches it and he's just out.
I read the lore on this, and apparently this is Goldilocks' dad, and apparently he had beef every time she broke into their house and start rummaging through their shit. He's like, "How dare you chastise my daughter for sleeping in your bed?"
Taking out your whole, I'm taking out your whole lineage.
Mm-hmm. And when he punched Goreclaw, he's like, "This punch is too soft." Anyway,
yeah, I just feel like he's one of those that are like, if I see a bear, it's on site. It's on site. All right, Ken, what you got next?
All right. Coming up next, this is a very simple spell, but it's been reprinted 20 times. But I love the way it's being reprinted this time, because it's so upsetting that if I would have to fight the actual card itself. So it's Counterspell, and it's from Commander Masters. And I like this card because of the flavor text. And it was like, nice spell you got there. Be ashamed if something happened to it. Or like, you a-hole. Like, how dare you? Why only are you going to counter my spell, but you going to rub it in my face that you about to do it? Outside, you owe me 2 minutes. All right, after I flip this table, the left hand going to grip it, the right hand going to flip it all day.
You know what would be amazing? If we were required to read the flavor text of spells as we cast them. It's almost like a Yu-Gi-Oh thing. Like, I play this, and like sound effect or onomatopoeia, or I'm also going to kind of explain what this card is about to do to you, or you say the flavor text before you cast a spell. I think that should be Yu-Gi-Oh rules.
I think I'm 100% on board with you, because like, get more involved. Well, also for everyone out there, if you started playing Magic recently, flavor text is a thing they used to put on cards before cards weren't already full of rules text and they had extra space, and it was for world building and fun things, and you could like have all the extra stuff. And I agree. I think flavor text should be a mandatory part of the game. If a card has it, you have to read it, because like, a lot of flavor text is actually really funny. Like, there's a ton of like actually funny flavor text. Some old cards have like famous quotes from literature and stuff. Like one of the printings of Greater Good has a Frankenstein quote on it, which is like, that's cool. And then on top of that, it also does add Yu-Gi-Oh rules, because there's some funny ass flavor text of just like characters saying random stuff, or just like stuff that makes no sense, which it's also a transition. So thank you again, Ken, for transition over to my next pick. This one's a bit of a meme, so this one might be something people have heard about before, but I laugh every time I see it, and it's Ancient Grudge, but specifically the Ancient Grudge printing from Innistrad. It is, just a picture of a werewolf destroying one of the little monuments of Avacyn's collar, but it's the flavor text that I love. And the flavor text should just say, if there's anything a werewolf hates, it's a collar. The art is him destroying Avacyn's collar. There it is. But the flavor text decides that it not needs just one qualifier. It needs 2 qualifiers. So it's, if there's anything a werewolf hates, it's a collar, especially Avacyn's collar. And that wasn't enough. The symbol of her church. So it's just like, just in case, it's like someone who's explaining the joke and then has to explain the explanation to the joke. And every time I read it, I chuckle because it's just like whoever wrote that was like, they're not gonna get it. They're not gonna see the picture. We need to tell more details, more details.
Mm-hmm.
Derek, your picks are.
Ken does not look at all entertained.
I am not entertained. Like no, no Maximus. I am not entertained. Like,
There's a there's going to be a Gladiator 2, right?
I don't care. I don't care about sequels 20 years after they're made. I don't care about them anymore. Like I don't care about what's the Beetlejuice 5 or 3 or whatever one they coming out.
It's only 2.
Nobody even knows what.
It's only been one.
I don't care. Nobody even knows what. Sure, nobody even knows what the hell Beetlejuice is.
You just said it 3 times. Watch your back.
Exactly. Yeah.
Ooh. We're coming out with a Beetlejuice 2. I don't care.
Since Ken just took a dump on my pick, I do have an honorable mention that I definitely mentioned last time that I'm just going to throw out there as my honorable mention, which in the middle of a list doesn't make sense, but screw it. Another card that I absolutely love, that it's just the greatest name for a card ever, is Urborg Volcano. Because said you know this because you're the only person I've ever seen run this card.
Urborg.
It's literally as if you had like a 10-year-old. It's like, name a black land, Urborg, name something red, Volcano, and just threw them together. And it's like, okay, that's the name of the land. So it's another one for you, Ken, that I know you're not going to giggle at, that I love every time I see it. So take that. Enjoy it. All right, Sed, what's your next pick?
Yeah, similar to similar to Tainted Peak. That's the level of maturity we're working with.
Yes. There we go. Urborg Volcano, Tainted Peak. You can play one of those. You got me.
Sorry, Tainted Wood.
Third grade toilet humor.
Tainted Wood. I mean, Tainted Peak and Tainted Wood are both on my level of maturity right there. Those are both just great card names.
Oh man, I had so many choices for this one, but I don't think Ken chose this one. So we talked about this in a previous episode a couple of years ago, and I gotta bring it back. I think one of the most disappointing sets within the last few years, probably somewhere around that Midnight Hunt or that re-release of the Midnight Hunt.
Double feature.
Yeah, the double feature. But I think in between
double feature, we ran out of ink.
Back again. I think one of the more funnier cards that came out of that was this particular card that we've seen before as a counterspell, also Dissipate, for 1 and 2 blue. But it was the art within that card that I just wanted to see Ken's reaction. There we
Not
go.
in my house.
Not
in my house. That's exactly what this card means. Ain't no ghost supposed to be in my house. I'm sorry.
How you got Viola Davis on the picture? You got Viola Davis
as a member of the black. As a member of the black community, I full-heartedly support this card. We do not play with ghosts or nothing like that. We don't do Ouija boards. We don't do rolling balls. We don't do tarot card. No, like I know we supposed to do this, but I was with a friend and she was like, "Hey, there's a cemetery over there. You want to go walking through it?" No, hell no.
Ken has basically said everything I wanted to say about this card, because when we first came across this, we were like, I feel this on a spiritual level. Like I feel not in my house.
I just appreciate the hyper realism just for her face. Like they needed to emphasize the level of bleep this in her eyes for this picture, and it's just
I can even tell you exactly what she said right there. Either sweet Jesus or Harold, get the Bible. Either one of those she is currently saying. And Harold is like roughly 65 or 70, and he just got home from the plant, and he ain't trying to hear that stuff. So he gonna punch he physically gonna punch the ghost with nothing but hard work and gusto.
And it might work. All right, Ken, what you got?
My final card that I'm pulling up is an oldie but a goodie. It's called Stranglehold. Everything about this card speaks to me, because the flavor text literally says, "I'll beat your ass." Wait a second. Okay, let's go to the art. You literally choking the life out of somebody. Does Wayne Brady have to choke a bitch in a card? Next, I loved what the card does. Your opponents can't search libraries, and if they take an extra turns, that player skips that turn instead. And then the flavor text. The correct answer to a barbarian's riddle is to choke on your cleverness and die.
Exactly.
That is a bar. That is a bar. I love this card in all its flavor. Just the name itself, Stranglehold, like I'm gonna choke the life out of you.
Exactly.
You disrespectful. Like all those Narset players who want to play those extra turn spells, and then what's the blue spell that Pete gives you? Like you get to choose either a permanent or extra turn. That bull crap spell that people play.
Oh, expropriate.
Exactly. And I love it because I always flash this out.
Yeah,
I flash it out.
No, I just love it because it stopped all those people who tutor or people who searching up lands all the time. Like, nah.
This is me on a card. Honestly, this is my representation on a card.
Yeah.
Wizards don't even have to create me a card. As a matter of fact, if I was to win a tournament, I'd be like, just put my face on Stranglehold.
Yeah.
What I also appreciate is like dude's got like a sword / knife on his side, got poison everywhere in the background, and he's like, no, I'm gonna make this personal. He's like, I'm gonna look you in your eyes as I strike. That is the best metaphor, Ken, for your commander style, to be honest.
Like I could easily make this painless and quick, but this is gonna be the slowest thing ever. Like the line inside of an Arby's. I don't know because I don't go inside there. I'm just assuming that it's long.
I'm gonna take my last pick. Ken, you might actually enjoy this card. I doubt it, but I could try. This was actually one. Said we saw this card last night, and I do think this causes some funny situations. So it's a card called Last Laugh, and Last Laugh is a 2 black enchantment. It says whenever a permanent other than Last Laugh is put into the graveyard from play, Last Laugh deals 1 damage to each creature and each player. When no creatures are in play, you sacrifice it. So there's a lot of like actual ways you can use this, but the petty way that I found last night, which was wonderful, I find hilarious. So when you're playing a game and a bunch of people are ahead of you and they're doing too much, they're making 100 million treasures and they got 75 of this token and 95 of that token, and you could just board wipe and reset, but that doesn't do anything. The game's gonna take 5 hours. That's where Last Laugh comes into play. One, I need to know. Look, let me drop the art for you real quick because there's a couple questions I have. I need to know how bad these like ghosts, ghouls, whatever they are roasting this man. Because the dude in the art, he's just not about that life. It looks like he ran up in there, all in his armor, about to try to start some shit, and then started getting roasted. Because like the ghouls things, they're not attacking him. None of them are like actually physically attacking him. It looks like they're just yelling some stuff at him. So they're roasting the shit out of this man. He's not ready for it.
Oh yeah, they clearly talking about this man, mama. Like I can tell you exactly what they said. That's why your mama makes sandwiches with the end pieces of the bread because y'all broke. Like that's how bad they going in on him. They talking about his mama. They talking about his clothes. They doing everything about him. They even talking about his hairline. That's why he put the helmet back on.
Yeah, he got his hands under his helmet to cover his ears because they going at him so hard. Like,
yeah,
they talking about his children probably his yet unborn grandchildren. Like that's how hard they going at him. Like your lineage is going to feel this.
You got that LeBron James hairline. It starts all the way back here.
The last thing I was going to say about this card though is despite the art and everything is wonderful and amazing, but when it hits the board, my favorite thing, especially last night, is just watching everyone in the lead all of a sudden do the math of oh no, because especially the scary players usually been getting hit. Hopefully you got their life total down. They go from this confidence of like, I'm going to win to like, if I crack one treasure, I immediately die. And that's just satisfying. It's a nice thing to see watching everyone have to squirm a little bit. It's basically like everyone is the guy in the middle of the art just trying to figure out, oh gosh, what did I do to get myself here?
Before we get out of here, so we know that there's a lot of funny cards out there. Of course, not just in the unsets, but as we said before, if you come across some funny cards that are just either situationally funny or art is funny or flavor text, what have you, even if it's like, I don't know, maybe the numbers on the card or the mana symbols on the card are funny. I don't know what you may find funny, but yeah, definitely. So I know some of our humor may be dry, some of Ken's humor may be violent, but to each his own. So if you like any of the cards that we mentioned here, or you see some of the awesome cards that people suggest in the comments below, go ahead and pick them up from TCG Player using our referral link. You help us out, help out the channel as well. If you don't want to look funny, but you want to look fly, be sure to check out our affiliate link with Into the AM as well, because in space, no one can hear you scream, but they can definitely hear you getting roasted. So make sure you look fly.
Exactly.
And definitely also check out our affiliate link with Heavy Play. We love their accessories, their gear when you're out there playing those games. They can get a little hectic. So make sure you have some gear that's able to keep up with all the, the rigmarole. So closing thoughts before we get out of here.
Yeah, to handle that light work, make sure you play heavy. But yeah, thank you guys for joining us. Like and subscribe. Tell a friend and tell a friend. See you guys at Gen Con and also Vegas. But until next time, deuces.